talk about this win over Ohio, 69-54. The Falcons improved to 10-3 overall and 2-0 in the Mid-American Conference, and now turn their attention to the Akron Zips on Wednesday as the Falcons avenge a home loss to Ohio from last year with the win today. As Coach Jans gets hooked up here. Coach, first of all, you hold the Bobcats to 54 and 33% shooting, so I guess we should point to the defense first tonight.
Yeah, I thought our defense took hold the second half especially. Wasn't quite as good in the second half, and we just talked about at halftime about being a grind team and just getting possession to possession and trying to get that defense to take hold of the game. And I thought as the game unfolded, especially in the second half, we did a pretty good job of that. And we held them to under 30% shooting in the second half, and they only scored 25 points. So that's something that we can try to replicate as we go forward.
Coach, when you look at the individual matchups, the inside battle, your guy Rashawn Holmes has a tremendous game with 18 points and 12 boards, and you did a good job defensively all the way around. But talk about the work Rashawn did to get his points inside, and wherever he needed to, had to work hard to do it.
We're hopefully continue to be accustomed to that. He's had some huge games this year, and certainly had another one tonight. He was all over the floor, and the best part about it is he did it in 26 minutes, 18 and 12 on 9 shots in 26 minutes. And, he's a both ends player. He does it on both ends. He's not just an offensive talent. He blocks shots, he alters shots. He's got pretty good technique in the half court as well. And, we're relying on him. So once he's taken over that mantle, he's just got to, accept it and just be ready to go every day.
Coach, no doubt coming in today, an adjustment had to be made with your rotations and your substitutions with Javon Clark unable to play, and you got some solid contributions and more minutes from some guys that might not necessarily usually play that much. J.D. Tisdale, Matt Fox jumped to mind. Talk about their contribution today.
Well, we talked about prior to the game that injuries are a part of college athletics, and certainly as long of a basketball season as college basketball is, you're going to have them unless you're unbelievably fortunate, and you just got to have next men step up. And nobody cared, certainly Ohio, their staff, their players didn't care that we were injured. And in 2 weeks, no one's going to remember if who was injured, who wasn't. They're going to remember the score and who won or lost. So I thought we handled that well. I thought the guys that took up the slack, like you mentioned, Matt Fox and J.D. Tisdale got a little more minutes. And, without looking at the video, I thought they played pretty well and handled it pretty well. And individually, that'll give them some confidence. It'll give me some confidence. So the silver lining in it is maybe we developed our bench a little bit more.
Coach, another huge factor, when we talked before the game, you said Ohio will try to make you take some threes, and you said we couldn't settle for threes. You took 21, which is a pretty good number, but overall on 2-point baskets, you shot 18 of 38. Did you like the shot selection you were able to generate tonight?
For the most part, every game you're not going to have perfect shot selection, but I thought for the most part they did a pretty good job of getting the scout or game plan into the actual game and understood what we wanted to do. We wanted to try to attack their bigs as much as possible, and, they both had 2 fouls at halftime, so that was a positive sign. I don't have a number in my head of how many threes we're going to shoot. Each game has its own story and chapters, and again, I was okay with it. And we took some threes late there just because we didn't have really much inside presence on the floor the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Coach, also, when you look at how your defense performed against Ohio, a guy like Bean Willis, who's really been playing well and shooting about 38 to 40% on threes, it just didn't seem like he could get comfortable. He goes 1 for 9 and 0 for 6. Defensively, talk about the job your team did specifically with him.
Well, Bean certainly had our full attention. He's a great player. He can score at any place on the floor, and we just really wanted to try to, match his motor and make sure we knew where he was at all the time and give him the attention that he deserved. And obviously with a guy like that, like most scorers, you can't let them feel good and try to get in that zone. And so we just kept urging them in the timeouts to keep fighting, keep your motors going. Don't let them feel good. Don't let them make that one that turns into 3 or 4. And obviously we did a good job of that all day long.
Well, Coach, it's a 2-0 start of Mid-American Conference play, a 10-3 overall. We appreciate your time here post-game, and thanks for being with us. That's BGSU head coach Chris Jans with us here on our Wood County Hospital postgame show. Bowling Green 69-54 over Ohio. We'll take a break and be back with more. You're listening to Falcon Basketball from Learfield Sports.